Now, in this part, we are going to study the peninsular rivers. In the previous video, we had studied about the Himalayan rivers. The peninsular rivers. In the terrain of India, you will notice the prominent western ghats that run from the north to the south, parallel to the western coast. We had studied about these physical features of India in a previous chapter. Western ghats, they run from north to south and exactly parallel to the western coast. These western ghats make an important water divide in peninsular India. Now, in the peninsular rivers, you will find two major forms of rivers. One, those rivers which flows towards the Bay of Bengal. They drain their waters. They flows eastward and drain their water in Bay of Bengal. And the other rivers are they flow towards the west and drain their water in the Arabian Sea. The major rivers in peninsular India are the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna and the Kaveri, which flow eastward and drain into the Bay of Bengal. On the other hand, the two rivers which flow westward and drain in Arabian Sea are the Narmada and the Tapi. Both these rivers also form estuaries along the western coast. What are these estuaries? Estuaries are coastal bodies of water formed by the ocean and have one or more rivers flowing into it. So these are the estuaries. Now let us study these rivers one by one. First, Narmada. The Narmada originates in the Amarkantak hills located in Madhya Pradesh from a small tank called Narmada Kund. It originates from Narmada Kund in Amarkantak hills in Madhya Pradesh. Further, along with its path over 1,300 kilometers, the Narmada creates the most picturesque location like the marble rocks near Jabalpur, where the river flows through a deep gorge. In the first image you can see over here the marble rocks. This is actually a gorge created by the Narmada river and it is known as the marble rocks in Jabalpur. While it has also created a waterfall which is known as the Dhuandhar Falls. By the image you will come to know why it is known as Dhuandhar Falls. So Dhuandhar Falls and the marble rocks are the creations of the Narmada river in Jabalpur. Further, the Narmada river has tributaries like the Sher, the Shakkar, the Dudhi and the Rawa. These are the four tributaries of Narmada river. Most of the tributaries are short and join the Narmada in right angle. Remember, the drainage pattern formed when the tributaries join the main river into right angle. It is known as trellis drainage pattern. So Narmada and its tributaries, they form a trellis drainage pattern. The Narmada river basin spans over parts of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. So Narmada flows from Madhya Pradesh through Gujarat and it meets the Arabian Sea in the west. Further, like the Narmada, now we are going to study river Tapi. The Tapi river also originates in Madhya Pradesh. It originates in the scenic Satpura ranges located in Betul district in Madhya Pradesh. Satpura ranges are there. Over there in Betul district, the Tapi river originates. The Tapi river flows a distance over 700 kilometers covering parts of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Maharashtra. So it flows from Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra and then it drains its water into Arabian Sea. So these are the two rivers, the Narmada and the Tapi. They originate in Madhya Pradesh, they flow westward and drain their water in the Arabian Sea. Now we are going to study those rivers which flow eastward and drain their water in the Bay of Bengal. The first one is the Godavari, which is the important river in the peninsular India. The Godavari is the longest and the largest peninsular river. It is compared to Ganga. Okay. It starts from Trambak in Nasik district of Maharashtra. It originates in Trambak, Nasik district of Maharashtra. Okay. From here, it flows across the Deccan Plateau for about 1500 kilometers to run into the Bay of Bengal. So it runs the longest distance of 1500 kilometers and it drains into Bay of Bengal. The Godavari drainage basin spans across the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. Through which states it flows? It flows through Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. Further, the tributaries that strengthens the Godavari are the Purna, the Vardha and the Pranahita. These are the tributaries, okay, and the major tributaries are Venganga, which originates in Madhya Pradesh, the Manjra, which originates from Andhra Pradesh, and the Penganga from the Ajanta range in the Maharashtra. So all these tributaries, okay, from Purna, Vardha, Pranahita, Venganga, Manjra and Penganga, these 6 tributaries, they flow and join to the Godavari river, and it's these rivers, they strengthen it. So the Godavari is also known as Dakshin Ganga because of its length and the area it covers. As I told you, it is compared to Ganga river. So in the same way, it is called Dakshin Ganga. Dakshin means south, a river which flows in south. So it is known as Dakshin Ganga. Now let us move towards the other river, that is Mahanadi. The Mahanadi river is the half the size of the Godavari. Godavari is 1500, it covers 1500 kilometers distance. The Mahanadi covers the distance of 860 kilometers. It originates in the state of Chhattisgarh and covers a distance of 860 kilometers to drain into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, further, let us see the tributaries. The notable feature of Mahanadi is that it flows parallel to the river Brahmani, and together they form one of the largest deltas in India at Paradip. So one of the largest, the first delta is the Sundarban Delta, okay, and the second one is the Paradip Delta, which is formed with the confluence of river Mahanadi and Brahmani. So the biggest tributary of Mahanadi is the Shivnath river, the biggest tributary. The drainage basin of the Mahanadi runs parts of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Orissa. It runs through Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Orissa. Further, river Krishna. The Krishna river is the second largest peninsular river after the Godavari. It originates in Mahabaleshwar and travels for about 1400 kilometers to reach the Bay of Bengal. So remember, the Godavari stands first according to distance wise, which covers 1500 kilometers. Then comes the Krishna, which covers 1400 kilometers, and then Narmada, which covers 1300 kilometers distance. So the Krishna, it originates in Mahabaleshwar and it reached to the Bay of Bengal. The main tributaries are the Tungabhadra, the Koyna, the Ghat Prabha, the Musi and the Bhima. These are the main tributaries of the river Krishna. So its drainage basin spans over Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So river Krishna flows from Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Further, river Kaveri. The Kaveri is the half the size of the Krishna river. Okay, Krishna river flows approximate 1400 kilometers. So river Kaveri is the half of the size. It originates in the Brahmagiri hills in the Western Ghats and travels around 760 kilometers to reach the Bay of Bengal at Cuddalore in Tamil Nadu. It originates in Brahmagiri hills in Western Ghats and it reaches Bay of Bengal at Cuddalore in Tamil Nadu. So the major tributaries are the Amravati, the Bhavani, the Hemavati and the Kabini. So Amravati, Bhavani, Hemavati and Kabini, these are the major tributaries of river Kaveri. Its drainage basin spans over the parts of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So the area, the states which through which it flows are Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So till here we have covered the peninsular rivers. Please go through the video once again. If you have any doubt, pause it, read it, go see the images for the better understanding. Okay, you can pause the image, you can go through the videos again and again for better understanding. So please watch it. Thank you.